All right, what is up, guys? It is Lore Heroes. We're back after
Couple months.
couple months. We're in college. You got to understand
It's
that.
hard.
It's very hard for you. It's easy for me.
Yes, unfortunately.
We just haven't had the time to make more videos. In fact, we've had, what, like 18 ideas for videos that we've talked about?
We've got them narrowed them down to 3 for tonight.
Yes.
And this is an exciting day because we're branching off of Mass Effect.
That is true. We are going away from Mass Effect. Didn't we do a different video?
I thought it was all Mass
It
Effect.
has been all Mass Effect thinking about it. Oh, God. We
All
talked
right.
about doing a Dragon Age one.
We talked about doing a Dragon Age 1, but we are branching out in this video to Civilization Beyond Earth.
Yes. The new
There's
game.
not a lot of lore in Civilization, but with this one, it's all made-up events, which is what we love because made-up events is lore.
Made-up events is lore.
Yes.
Johnny went to the store. Made-up event, that's
Lore, totally. Well,
And this
unless
is,
you're Johnny and went to the store today. Then.
this is a very interesting
Then we're a
Civilization
prophet.
game because I played Civ 5 and everything with it. There's not even a story there. You just play the game, and
It's
I
just
I
the
love
history.
it. It's just I've learned more from the history from Civilization games than I have from anything else.
Yeah.
It's pretty sad, honestly.
All right, and Beyond Earth, there's a couple different things that happen in the timeline that get you to your planet that you decide to land on. So it goes from present day to, I think, about 50 years from now, they laid out in the timeline, there's something called the Great
Quick
Mistake.
question. You said you choose your planet. I haven't played the game.
You choose your planet, yes.
You like, do you have an options from different planets?
There's like, so you go through the screen, you pick your faction, blah, 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 cargo, all that stuff, and then you pick your planet. And so what it is, it's like a room with a whole bunch of people, and you're scanning for planets that are habitable.
Okay.
So you get 3 choices. One's like a Protean world, one's like an Atlantean world, one's a Terran world.
Cool.
And then you can click rescan, and then it gives you 3 different options.
Okay. Can
Or
you
you
go
can
to
go-
more than one planet?
No.
Okay.
Not that I've only beaten the game once.
Let's just.
And that's
wait
not
for
that's
the-
not a victory.
You've
Seeing
beaten
another
the
planet
game.
is
Oh,
not a
you've beaten
victory.
like a round of the game.
Yes.
Okay.
I beat it once, and I've
Okay.
quit twice.
Anyway, go back to the lore of this game.
Okay, so timeline. We'll start with the Great Mistake. So what is the Great Mistake? I watched a video with the 2 designers, and forgive me, I totally forgot their names. This was a couple days ago that I watched the video, and they lay out the Great Mistake is someone plants a dirty bomb in China.
Okay.
Dirty bomb goes off. China accelerates through the Cold War in the matter of 5 hours. Nukes.
Cold War?
Iran. Yes. So like the Cold War, we didn't launch any nukes.
Okay, so a
But-
nuke went off.
In China,
there was just a
and
standoff
then
for a
China.
couple?
No, China started lobbing them.
Oh,
right after
okay.
that. So China then
Fucking
nuked-
Chinese.
Iran and Afghanistan because that's who they believed
Okay.
planted the bomb.
That makes sense.
And then they began a ground invasion. And
Of
to
Iran
get
and Afghanistan?
yes, and to get there you have to go through Pakistan. So Pakistan, which is a nuclear power, decides to we're going to start bombing the troops coming through our borders.
Okay.
Then China then proceeds to nuke Pakistan. Pakistan lobs its nukes, and for good measure, China nukes North Korea.
This is confirmed in the game.
This actually, they said this is not canon. This is their idea of what happened.
Okay, wait, they don't have a cannon?
This is not canon. Everything is completely made up. But this is what they think. What I think what happened with the Great Mistake. So there's one aspect of the Great Mistake that they didn't explain with their explanation. So as my first playthrough, I started as the Slavic Federation, and in that little intro, that little
Wait, what do
blurb,
you mean
that
the
log,
Slavic Federation?
it's one of the factions.
Okay.
There's one of the 8
There are
factions.
factions?
Or corporations. Like, there's the American Reclamation Corporation, there's
Okay.
the Pan-Asian
Are
Cooperative.
they all corporations?
More or less. The ARC is more
Some
of a
are just companies?
Yeah. More, ARC is a corporation. The American government, as you all know, is completely worthless. But like, Poly Australia is more of like a corporation government kind of meshed into one. And that's what I believe the Pan-Asian Cooperative is as well. And the African Union.
How interesting would it be if instead of corporation you had like a religion that had a shit ton of...
That's
Resources.
India and Pakistan. That's
Is
the
it?
Kavithian. I probably pronounced that wrong, but the Kavithian Protectorate.
That's cool.
They come together because of global warming, India loses like 3/4 of its land.
Jesus.
So Pakistan is like, yo, we were enemies at one point, but we're gonna let the refugees in, and they
Cool.
become. They have like this new religious revival of Buddhism, Islam, all that good stuff.
That sounds
and
awesome.
yeah.
Buddhism mixed with Islam? That'd be
Kind of, yeah, because Pakistan's more. I'm not sure the religious makeup of Pakistan, but I think it's more Buddhist, Hindu.
I'm just gonna listen to you on that. I don't know world religions. I took a world religions class, but I don't know anything about them.
Me too, and I have no idea. Still got an A.
Oh, son of a bitch, I got like a D. Anyway, not about our grades.
All right.
Back to you played as a
Beginning of the
Yugoslavic corporation,
Slavic Federation.
Slavic Federation.
Yes. At the beginning in the intro of the log, it says the Slavic Federation is one of the, they claim that they're the greatest faction because they were the first to put satellites back in orbit after the Great Mistake. How the fuck did we lose thousands of satellites? They just came crashing down during the Great Mistake.
Nuclear weapons have an EMP. Could that take out a satellite?
Well, that could be. Maybe China decided that they were going to get rid of India and Pakistan's, we've all heard of India going to Mars. They just decided, no, we're going to win the space race by eliminating all of the competitors.
That's
even
China
ourselves.
for you.
That could be what happened. But
All right.
either way, we lose all satellites, which means we are at a great loss of communication.
Yes. What do you think happened? You're going over what?
What do I think happened to the satellites?
Yeah.
Nuke blast in space, EMP could knock things out of orbit.
Could it knock them out throughout the entire world, though? Because I don't think one could.
I don't think one could. It'd have to be a very large.
So it's unlikely that a nuke.
It's very unlikely that a nuclear
Okay.
weapons happened. However, what could have happened, because of the nukes and because of the global warming and because of all the refugees and the pressure on all of the governments, we've had government shutdowns here in the United States. Let's say, in their explanation, there was a lot of global warming. So imagine Florida being underwater. That's a lot. That's in our day. That's millions of people being displaced and pressure along everything. In our government, we don't have the money to pay for this. Let's shut everything down. That includes the communication centers to the satellites. NASA, without the instructions from the ground to say, okay, you're dipping out of orbit, thrust up to stay in orbit to the satellites, they just collapse.
So you're saying that the entire world just gave up on their technology?
They not gave up, but they were so stressed to the point where they couldn't pay for it anymore. And unfortunately, they came down. That's a more likely but a slower event. That's when we think of the Great Mistake, it's like, bam, nuclear weapon that accelerates global warming, kills people. People have to leave the irradiated area, puts immediate pressure.
Okay.
That idea is more of like, there's refugees coming in. We're still trying to manage everything. That they could do that for maybe a year or two, where they're still trying to manage everything, and then the total collapse. And then with that total collapse comes the deorbit
Yes.
of the satellites.
Okay. So
Now they don't give us a timeline for when they put satellites back in orbit. It could be 200 years that they finally get another satellite.
I thought you said this takes place in 50 years. They go
50 years from now is the Great Mistake.
Oh,
The Great
okay.
Mistake until the time when we blast off from the planet is 4 generations that they say. So 4 generations could be 20 years each, which is 80 to 100 years, or could be 200 years. We don't know. They actually leave it very wide open for people like us to get views from talking.
We just make up things, really. You know what
Yes.
happened? Cows ate them all. Yeah, that's views.
Hey, man.
Theories. I don't know how a cow ate a satellite.
Ebola.
Ebola. That explains it. That could. How many people were left on Earth? It must have been a small population.
Actually, it was, from what they were saying, it was a very large population.
Oh,
that
was it
we left.
overpopulation that was going down?
Well, because you think if you lose a whole bunch of land and then this isn't it's not like just sudden waves crashing over villages and thousands of people are dying. It's here's the rising waters. One home is gone 1 week. The next week, the waters in this guy's basement, they're slowly moving out.
What was Thane? Thane Krios.
Thane Krios?
What was his race? They had
The Drell.
overpopulation.
Oh.
The Drell. They had overpopulation as a problem.
And they were going through the same thing, global warming.
Yeah.
Their entire planet became Arab.
Yeah. That's
Not
interesting.
Arab. They're not. They're
Well,
not
Arab.
all
I
wearing
mean, it kind of became Arab.
arid wasteland.
The arid wasteland.
Yes, not the Drell were walking around with turbans. They didn't all become Arab.
Oh
arid,
my God.
arid wasteland. And then we get to the inflection point. This is what I think one of the things that's set in stone. The inflection point is the point in time where we no longer have fuel to send people off the planet. So it's, if we go past this, that's too bad. We're stuck here. We're all going to die on this planet that we just nuked into, desolation. And
Okay.
through years and years of industrial revolution, we pollute the atmosphere and whatnot. So it's interesting how that happens, so the inflection point. So we're in this mass disarray where nothing can get done, and then someone says, we better leave because we won't be able to, and then people start getting their shit together and start building rockets, and that's where the corporations come in, because governments are deadlock. When you think of a corporation, you have the CEO. Like,
CEO makes the decisions, and you have the board
yes.
who second.
And then you can
much
fire
quicker for making important decisions.
Yes, much quicker for making important decisions. Democracy is slow, albeit, that's what the people want to happen, instead of just, like, let's kill the Jews.
Sometimes corporations, let's kill the Jews.
That's what happens when you had,
That's what happens when corporations get their way, damn Disney. We all know the Disney conspiracy. But anyway, corporations. So, like, corporations are ruling the world pretty much.
Corporations bring stability to the world.
And civilization beyond Earth.
Yes.
Interesting. That kind of reminds me of Borderlands, actually.
It does.
Because you had Hyperion, Jacobs. The entire universe was run by these giant corporations.
A corporation built a giant H in the sky.
A giant H.
Because they're so egotistical. We're just going to put our logo out there and look at it from the... Look at it.
It had no purpose, just to look at it.
Yes, it's there.
It had a bunch of things on it. It had a hyper
laser,
weapon, but
a little bit of mass destruction.
It doesn't need to be there. It's just there to look pretty.
It's the best advertising campaign that I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it behind like a half destroyed moon? Or am I wrong? I don't remember the Borderlands 2 moon. I remember it being awesome. Anyway, but it was run by corporations. That just reminded me of. Yeah. Was there a Handsome Jack character in Civ?
The closest thing I can relate to Handsome Jack would be the leader of the Pan-Asian Cooperative.
Do they actually have leaders? Can you
they have
leaders? Characters?
Yes.
Oh my god, that sounds so awesome, actually.
Yeah, so like the closest person to, or the leader of Brazil. Mm-hmm. The leader of Brazil, when he first makes Planetfall, he's wearing like this combat outfit, and he's like, all right, here we are, this is ours for the taking.
That sounds so badass.
I think if you were to align affinities, Brazil would totally be purity. They'd be like...
What's purity?
Okay, so there's 3 affinities in Civilization Beyond Earth. Purity is the human form as it is. Uh-huh. No changes. So purity, the human genome is the purest it's ever been.
Tell me the next one and maybe
Supremacy
compare.
Is like you're using technology to augment your soldiers for better lifespan, better fighting capabilities. Mm-hmm. And then harmony is you basically adapt to this planet and you become more alien-like in nature. You evolve. Like it's kind of like the Awoken in Destiny where your skin turns blue.
Oh yeah, we also played Destiny. Forgot to tell you guys that.
Destiny doesn't have any lore though.
It's got lore. It's just hidden.
It's just shit.
It's hidden shit.
It's hidden shit. You gotta dig for the shit.
We'll make a Destiny video eventually. We weren't huge fans of that game. Well, I mean, we were because we played 15 hours of it together.
Yeah.
You're level what? 30?
I'm 20. No, I'm not 30. I'm 27.
I'm 21. Like I need to go play that some more.
It's not worth grinding.
Titan for the win.
Titans for the win. Either way, if I would pick a purity for all of the races, all of the factions, I would say Brazil is like the only one you can pin down. This thing is of purity. Other than the Kavithian Protectorate, they're totally harmony because they're total pussies.
Again, just a slight
I've never played
thing.
harmony.
This all sounds like the Mass Effect 3 endings. Control, destroy, synthesis. That was like just a quick thing. Again, with Destiny, the entire time we played it, we just give it like they stole that from Mass Effect.
Yep. On Mars, we found the Traveler. Oh, we found the Prothean archive on Mars. They stole that from Mass Effect.
There's sons of literally everything. And then we said stole from Mass Effect. There's a machine race stole from Mass Effect.
They stole from the Geth.
It was just a blast. Anyway. But
the darkness being the Reapers, in a sense.
If you haven't played Destiny,
looking to wipe out.
If you haven't played Destiny, it's worth like $40, so wait a year and then buy it.
Yeah, but it's not worth $60.
It's a cool game. It's a fun game.
Get taken down.
Anyway, back to the focus of Civ.
Either way, we're running out of time for Civ.
Are we?
Yes, we're running out of time.
We actually started having a countdown timer right there.
So,
you can't see it, but we can.
Yes. So we've covered a little bit about Civ. We've covered the affinities. We covered a little bit about the lore. The inflection point, some of the factions, corporations. So this is where we will leave you. Thanks for watching.